I'm here talking to Miss Alice, right? That's it. And you were telling me a fascinating story about when you were in the 8th grade.
Yes.
And you were asking me, we were talking about our South Africa trip that we do, and you were wondering about going to Victoria Falls in Zimbabwe, formerly known as Rhodesia. And something that your teacher told you in 1968 that stuck with you to this day, and this is why we have to get you to Victoria Falls.
Okay. She told me, she showed a film strip of Victoria Falls, and I said, "Ooh, I'm going to go there one day." And she told me I couldn't. And I insisted that I could, and it went back and forth. And finally I said, "Why can't I?" And she said, "Because you're colored." At which point I told her, I was up there like, "That is no reason. My family told me I can do anything, be anything, etc." Got sent to the principal's office. My mother was called to the school, and my mother was like, "The teacher is never wrong." And I said, "Please just give me one chance to explain. Once I explain, I won't be in trouble." So I told her what happened in the classroom, and she turned around to the teacher and said, "Did you say that?" And she said, "Yes." She says, "Okay." She says, "You're not supposed to talk back, but I understand." She said, meanwhile to the teacher, she said, "You could have used that as a teaching experience, an education experience, to tell the class about apartheid." And because she told me I couldn't do it because I was colored, I did not get in trouble for talking back. I promised myself in 8th grade that one day I would go to the Victoria Falls. So therefore, I cannot go to South Africa, be in the neighborhood, without going to Victoria Falls.
Well, we're going to get you to Victoria Falls. How about that?
Oh, okay, that sounds
We're
like
going
a
to
winner.
we're going to figure out how to do it. It's right there. You have, like I said,
Exactly.
Botswana,
Namibia,
Zimbabwe, everything.
all of them meet right there.
Right there together. Lesotho with Swaziland.
Yes.
But we're going to get you to Victoria Falls, and so if you want to go to South Africa, we'll get you there. But then we're also going to figure out how to get you to Zimbabwe, because I'm sure the folks in Zim will take great care of you.
Yeah.
A lot of them are in South Africa, and
Right.
they take great care of me every time I'm there. So we want you to have that experience, but we need you to see the falls. What was her name, Miss Slichter?
Mrs. Slichter.
Yeah.
Yes.
That name sounds about right. But anyway,
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave that alone.
Old
I'm gonna leave
Caucasian lady.
Yeah, well, yeah. I would hope it wasn't a sister talking like that.
Every
but,
day.
But sometimes they do. But
Every day at 3:25 before the bell rang, she pulled out her compact, powdered her nose, put on her red lipstick.
Oh.
She was about 60 at the time, you know?
Okay, so she's probably not here now.
Oh, no, she's not with us anymore. I've checked.
Oh.
No, really. I stayed in contact with several of my teachers.
Oh, you stayed in contact with her?
You know, yeah, I did.
So did you end up having a good rapport with her towards the end?
I had a good rapport with her before she said that.
Okay.
You know, she was a great history teacher.
But you know, that goes speaks to how miseducated even they were and are.
Exactly.
Because it's like they've been taught the same misinformation and disinformation, probably more disinformation because it's been so intentional and diabolical to make sure that we don't get certain pieces. And they're reading the same books, they're believing the same books, they're being told that they're scholars are these scholars and the ones that we should trust. So if she's regurgitating that information and teaching it to you, then she might not have known any better in her own ignorance.
Exactly.
So I get it.
Exactly. So, like I said, you know, other than that, we had a great rapport.
All right.
You know, and we had a great rapport afterwards.
Well, that's good.
I know one thing, she never told me I couldn't do something again.
I bet she didn't. I wish Mrs. Slichter was here because we take her too. So come on, Mrs. Slichter. Let's come on down here and see, because she probably never saw Victoria Falls herself.
Just on the film strip.
See?
But she saw every state in the United States except for Alaska and Hawaii.
Okay.
She and her husband used to pack up last day of school, pack up their little trailer that they pulled behind their
RV,
their car, and they went camping in all the national parks and all of the states. So, and she'd bring pictures back and show them to her class every year.
Wow.
You know?
Well, all right. Well, you know, it's good that Ms. Slichter was able to leave some positive deposits along the way as well.
Yeah.
All right, so y'all know what the assignment is now. We're going to get Miss Alice to Zim and to Victoria Falls. That's the goal, right? So, all right, let's see how this pans out.
Yep.
Open up your eyes and see all the fun and mystery. Take an African adventure with daring and destiny. From the mountains to the shore, so many things to explore. Take an African adventure with daring and destiny.
Adventures of Darren and Destiny. And Darren and Destiny are twin brother and sister, and you go on their adventures throughout the African diaspora, meaning so African diaspora destinations, primarily focused in Africa, but we go to South America, we're going to go to the Caribbean. Their first book is going to take you to Ghana, and then we're going to go on a safari. And from there, we're going to go to Ethiopia, and then we go to Salvador, Brazil. And what the goal is to be able to inspire curiosity in the continent of Africa in our children from a very young age, and to really tell a more accurate story. Most of our children are exposed to negative images, late night infomercials about how bad things are, everybody's sick, everybody's poor, everyone's uneducated, but that's simply not true. So what Darren and Destiny and their family do is they go to different African destinations. They are learning about these different places. You're beginning to see positive images, but still telling the truth. I mean, that's the important thing, to tell the truth about some of the things that have occurred. But it's all done on our children's level so they begin to understand it. And it begins to pique their curiosity. They begin to learn more. And hopefully one day they will want to explore and visit the continent of Africa and its many countries. There's just so much that Darren and Destiny are able to do, and as they're doing it, it's like they begin to open the minds of a new generation, and they don't get bombarded and indoctrinated with negativity. They're actually able to see positivity and inspiring images and messages about the African diaspora, as well as those who are still indigenous to the continent of Africa, and they begin to learn more and just see things differently. So I'm excited about introducing the Adventures of Darren and Destiny.